Uh-huh. All right, here you come. I'm just gonna smoke a bowl while we wait for him. Is that cool?
Yeah.
And keep that music going. It's very nice. Morgan Freeman's gonna come here and tell us the story of hip hop, chapter by chapter.
Just sit down there and just take this headphone, Mr. Freeman.
Okay.
Just the mic here for you.
Have you got any Yoo-Hoo?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I'll take one bottle of Yoo-Hoo, please.
Okay.
And do you have any sliced cucumbers peeled off?
Of course, they're right next to. Yes.
Okay, that'd be great.
Now you wanted the Milky Ways, not the Snicker bars, right? I never knew anyone actually liked the Milky Ways, but
I happen to like Milky Way quite a bit. Nougat and peanut get it stuck in my teeth, son. Now I'm here to share the story of hip hop, aren't I?
Yes.
Why don't you leave that haunting music going while I tell this story?
all right.
Now your Uncle Morgan Freeman's here to talk to you kids today. Seems a bunch of you motherfuckers out there don't seem to know the story of hip hop. Well, I'm here to tell it to you. A long time ago, there was an awful brand of music, and it was called disco, Red Bear. People were getting sick of disco music all throughout. People were starting to revolt in the suburbs and all throughout the country. But in New York City, disco was alive. People were showing up to the discotheque looking like fools, dressing like disco stew, doing a bunch of cocaine and acting like fools till the sun came up, hanging out in front of clubs that wouldn't let them in if they took one look at them. Sorry, sir, you can't come in. Your sideburns are too short. You need pork chop sideburns to get in here. So then those people went away, and they went back to the boroughs of New York City, saying, what the fuck do I have to do to get into a music club? And why do I have to like disco in order to get into one? Well, a fella came over to the United States of America by the name of DJ Kool Herc. And DJ Kool Herc came out of Kingston, Jamaica. Yes, sir. He was big into reggae and ska. As you know, reggae and ska is big in Kingston, Jamaica. So coming over to West Bronx, DJ Kool Herc decided he'd set up shop at one of these nightclubs. And in doing so, he brought to these New York City nightclubs of the 70s the breakbeat, which they had never heard. Now, when the breakbeat came along, people were kind of not feeling it. They weren't too sure about it. They said, this breakbeat doesn't allow me to have fun with my cocaine. I bought a bunch of cocaine and I want to have a bunch of fun, and this breakbeat's fucking it up. So DJ Kool Herc packed up his shit and went over to the West Bronx. And over in the West Bronx, what they were doing at the time was having a whole lot of outdoor parties, block parties, if you will. And at these block parties, they would take their turntables and plug them into lights, power lights. They would steal electricity in order to bring hip-hop to the masses. And these people would hang out at these block parties and have a good time. And what would happen, Red Band, is DJ Kool Herc would sit up there and he would do what's called the call and response. Yes, yes, y'all, he would say. And the crowd would repeat back to him, yes, yes, y'all. And he would say again, yes, yes, y'all. And they'd say, yes, yes, y'all. And it would go on back and forth. And so the MC was born. And now that the MC was born, people started to get excited. And some of these schoolyard limericks and little poems began to migrate into something a little more intricacies. And then when you had DJ Kool Herc then form DJ Kool Herc and the Herculoids, you had your first rap group. Now, what happened with this sound was Africa Bambaataa and a bunch of other groups were popping up at the time. And over on the West Coast, there was a funk movement happening as well. Put these two sounds together, these are alternatives to disco, as is punk music and go-go. All of these amazing things were happening in New York City in the late 70s. On the next program, what I'm going to do is bring you into the B-boy era. But for now, I have to go, because I'm Morgan Freeman, and I'm much too big a fucking actor to be on this bitch-ass niggas podcast. So I say good day, and enjoy hip-hop. But for now, I have a homework assignment for y'all. What you need to do is watch 3 movies. I need you to watch Downtown 81, the story of Jean-Michel Basquiat. I need you to watch Wild Style, the graffiti story. And then I also need you to watch Crush Groove. And then on the next episode, Mr. Morgan Freeman will be back here to tell you about the B-boy. Thank you and good day. Thanks, Morgan. You're the man.
Hey, you can just sit down right over there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
What's that Band-Aid?
Well, it's awfully hot in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you not got an air conditioner?
Yeah, it's just it's really loud.
What the hell kind of man lives in Southern California and doesn't has his air conditioner on in an Indian summer? Red Band.
You want me to turn it on right now? We can.
Let's go ahead and feel some air.
All right. Sorry, Mr. Freeman.
Get my notes together here.
What's that Band-Aid on your cheek?
Don't worry about the Band-Aid on my cheek, son. You're going to end up with one on yours, you ask again. I'm in a bad mood today. I had to wait in traffic on the 101. So last time, Uncle Morgan Freeman was here talking about the story of hip-hop. We got into the story of DJ Kool Herc coming out of Kingston, Jamaica, bringing us the breakbeat. Today, we're going to talk about the B-Boy. Are you familiar with the B-Boy, Red Band?
The Beastie Boys?
Well, now, Beastie Boys are B-Boys, but they're not the original B-Boys.
Beatbox guys?
B-Boy is short for Break Boy.
Oh,
Break Boy is one that would go while a song was playing and play during the break. The break is when there's a lull in lyrics and there's just a break in the beat. That's when the B-Boys would take the floor. That's what helped galvanize hip-hop and thrust it into the 1980s. Now bringing us to New York City once again, where the B-Boys are now taking the dance floor as the MCs are on the microphone. Yes, yes, y'all, they'll say, and the crowd will respond. Yes, yes, y'all. You can do it at home, you can do it in your cubicle, you can do it on the bus. So they would go back and forth, and then the B-Boys would come in and start the dancing. Now we're going to talk about the 5 elements of B-Boy. There are 5 components that make up the B-Boy, Red Band. Are you familiar with them?
No.
There is the graffiti artist. There is the MC.
Wait. Just because you're a graffiti artist and...
Well, now, hold on, Red Band. I believe I'm Morgan Freeman, not you.
I'm sorry.
Okay. There's the graffiti artist. There's the MC. There's the DJ. Are you following me so far, Red Band?
Yes.
Are you paying attention?
No.
I'm a motion picture actor, goddammit. I'm big time. You'll respect me, goddammit. Now I'm over here trying to talk about what's good, and you're over here being a bitch-ass nigga.
I'm sorry, Mr. Freak.
Well, no, hold on now. Don't sorry Mr. Freeman me. You think because you see me in the motion pictures being a nice guy, you can talk shit to me, huh, Red Band? What kind of name is Red Band?
I've always wanted to ask you a question. Is it hard to drive your car from the back seat?
Now, why are you asking me some shit like that, boy? Anyway, let's talk about the 5 components of the hip-hop. There was the graffiti artist, before I was so rudely interrupted, the DJ, the MC, the breaker, and then the beatboxer. Now, one might say currently there's only 4 elements of hip-hop, as beatboxing has gone the way of the Red Band. Anyhow, so when the B-Boys would take the dance floor and the MC would be on the microphone, crews started to form. Now, dance crews were forming all over New York City. You had the Cold Crush crew. You had all sorts of nasty dancers. You had let me look here.
How's your memory pretty bad nowadays?
Well, now, hold on. Just because I'm old doesn't mean you got to make fun of me, son.
I'm sorry, Mr. Freeman.
Now, what are the 5 components of B-Boy again? Tell me.
Band-Aids.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Driving Miss Daisy.
Uh-huh. Well, that's a good one.
Did you like my joke about you driving in the back seat?
I don't like your joke one bit, Red Band. I think you ought to leave the jokes to the professionals. Anyhow. So the B-Boy came along, and this is what I asked you to do last week, was to look into the B-Boy and the movies that go along with it. Downtown 81 with Fab Five Freddy and Jean-Michel Basquiat. I trust you watched it and enjoyed it. It might not be that good, but it came first. Also, I trust that you might have watched Crush Groove, Wild Style, these movies. These are the movies that will help you understand. And what will also help you understand is form a rock-steady crew of your own. Just like the New York Breakers, just like the rock-steady crew, just like Mr. Wiggles. Form your own crew, see? You'll be a real B-Boy. And so what happened in 1980, Red Band, while that was going on, the Breakers, there was the pop and lock movement that came from the 70s on the West Coast. Did you know that?
Yes, Mr.
On the West Coast, they pop and locked. It came from the funk movement. But on the East Coast, they were breaking. Break boys and pop and lockers were getting together. The Puerto Ricans had the up rock. The others had the down rock. Everybody started combining things together, and all of a sudden, the dance, the art, and the rap were flourishing, Red Band, which made way for serious rap groups like Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel, featuring Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Red Band and the Douchebags.
Hey, that's not one, Mr. Freeman. You
can't sneak one by, can I?
Have you ever slept with a boy that when he was
Well,
younger?
now, hold on. What you talking about sleeping with a boy, son? Do I have to put out an Amber Alert for you? What kind of a pervert are you?
Have you ever been with somebody that grew up when parachute pants were popular?
Parachute pants? I've never heard of such a thing, son.
Oh.
I wear these jeans that I bought in 1980, and they fit just fine, thank you.
You have the Jordache look, and it's
Anyway,
fine.
back to hip hop, Red Band. So these dance groups started forming, and so the beats started getting more complex, and so did the lyrics. And then before you knew it, each borough had their own sound. It's safe to say it came from the Bronx, but it spread like wildfire to all the other boroughs. Staten Island, Manhattan, Queens was feeling it. Boogie Down Bronx, as we mentioned, was originating it. It's happening, Red Band, and it's going to happen again. Now what have you done?
No.
Did you just put a kitty cat under your shirt?
Yes.
This is why you're not hip-hop, Red Band. You're not hip-hop. You know that, don't you?
Look. Hey.
You know that cat doesn't like your chest fur.
I think that's his daddy.
I'm your daddy.
Are you hairy, Mr. Freeman?
I am hairy, as you can see by the hair on my head.
No, I mean, like, do you have a bunch of chest hairs and stuff? Or are you pretty shaved down there?
Well, I manscape.
You do manscape.
I do manscape. Well, I had to for my quadruple bypass that I just underwent.
Is it because your cousins like it? Or your,
What's this about my cousin, mister? What you trying to get at? We were talking about hip-hop till you so rudely interrupted me for the 17th time.
I'm sorry. I was talking about your
I'm going to go.
girlfriend's daughter.
I'm leaving. I will not be treated this way. You're lucky if I come back next week and talk about the movement some more. You're lucky if I come back next week and talk about what Run DMC did for hip-hop, what Eric B. and Rakim did for hip-hop, what Public Enemy did, Tupac, Biggie, all the people that matter. You know who doesn't matter? Take a guess, Red Band. Take a guess who doesn't matter. You smoke crack, don't you, Red Band?
No, I don't.
You smoke crack, don't you?
No, I don't.
Don't you smoke crack, Red Band?
No.
What you got in that locker, son?
Belly
What you got in that locker, son?
Locker?
Tampons, don't you?
No.
That's why they call you Red Band.
No.
Because your panties are red.
Hey,
Because
look.
you're bleeding out your vagina, Red Band.
I spot one.
I'm getting out of here. I've had enough of this. Goodbye. Good day. Thank you.
That's
Bye-bye.
Wow.